All right, what's up, y'all? I wanna do like a conclusion video to my UFC collectibles situation. I had made a video a while back, kind of in the middle of it all, and a lot more ended up happening, and it finally got resolved. And a gentleman named Red Turbo Mister Two had asked about it because he has recently ordered some stuff. I want to begin with, so like if Red Turbo, if you see this, dude, I have a plethora of stuff from UFC. I guess UFC collectibles, but I was buying from them before Mementos exclusives was involved. Like you used to be able to get every poster for $99. Like it did this stuff where they're doing 500 and 1,000. That didn't used to be the case. Every poster was $99, and you as long as you pre-ordered it, like you had to pre-order it. And but I've always been satisfied with the quality of. Oh, I just hit a button. Hopefully that didn't mess anything up. I've always been satisfied with the quality of every item that I got from them. Even before it was owned by Mementos exclusives, it took a long time to ship. Even back then, um, but I never had to go through customer service before, like on this. All right, so in case anyone didn't see the first video, I'll just do a quick run through. I had placed an order for. I'm a huge Sandhagen fan, so Sandhagen was fighting Umar Nurmagomedov. I had placed an order for that poster signed by the fighters. I had visited, or I went to the event in Louisville in June, and at the event, the posters were more expensive than they are online. So I ordered one of those. And then I had gone and seen Sandhagen in Nashville last year in August, and I ordered one of the round cards. Like in between rounds, there's a ring girl walk through holding up a card that says round one, two, three, four, whatever it is. I ordered, I believe it was round four. Um, it was either four or five. I don't remember. They only had one left, and all in one order. And when I start putting it in my cart, like every item automatically put like $33 worth of shipping. Like if you just bought a poster, it charged you $33 of shipping. And that wasn't normal. That astronomical price on shipping, I don't remember being the case in the past. It might have been on one order prior to this, but I know I've placed a bunch before and they were, normal prices that you'd expect, like $20 for the whole order or something. And so I was a little frustrated about that. The shipping time from UFC Collectibles sucks. It takes forever, and it even tells you on the items. It gives you a little description. Like if you read the description of the item, it'll say when to expect shipping. Since the Sandhagen fight in Nashville was over a year ago, it was going to ship out in 24 hours. The Louisville fight was going to. Everything else it says like 10 to 12 weeks post event. It's either 10 to 12 or 10 to 14. I honestly think it said 10 to 12 and they've changed it to 10 to 14 when I started complaining. But that might just be me and my ego. But I was right around the 12-week mark with the Louisville thing. So it was close to being shipping. And then the Sandhagen Nurmagomedov poster, I knew I was going to have to wait a while on this. But it had charged me three different things of shipping. So I was like, that's why it's charging like that, even though it's overcharging. I'm getting them in three different shipments. But a month goes by and I don't get anything. And I forget why I was wanting it so bad. Like there was a reason I wanted that round card so quickly. Like it mattered that I got it, I think before September. And that didn't end up happening. So I email them and they kind of got disrespectful back. Like their first email was just like, item shipped 10 to 14 weeks post event as per item description. Thanks. Let me know if you need anything else. So then I have to explain, well, it's been 54 weeks. And then the dude starts saying my name wrong. And then he says it's going to ship out. And then they kind of just got quiet. I think the last thing I had done is I had messaged the dude's personal account on Facebook. And I had sent an email saying, hey, that week came and went. All right. I didn't go look back on all this. I just got home from work and showered and everything, so I'm kind of winging this off of memory of what happened. But I was reading Red Turbo's comments, and I was like, yeah, this is kind of a cool story. All right, so that's where the last video ended. What goes on from there? I think I have to send 2 or 3 more emails complaining about the issue. And I also end up messaging Mementos exclusives on Facebook, but it never shows that they read it. And I was like, I need a different customer service agent. This one isn't responding. And I like put my order number and stuff in there. So all of a sudden I start getting emails back from a customer. Instead, like the guy named Will is a customer service manager. I start getting emails from someone named Rebecca, and it says it's a customer service executive. And Rebecca says she put a note in to figure out why this round card hasn't shipped. And I'm like, okay, but why are you avoiding the whole shipping price thing? I was like, it's kind of weird you're avoiding the shipping price thing. And then I was kind of a little bit of a jerk. I was like, so let me ask you directly, Rebecca, are you, as an employee, aware of Mementos exclusives intentionally overcharging on shipping to avoid taxes or to pad pockets or profit? And she doesn't answer. And I think I have to send a couple more emails, and finally I get Rebecca again to respond. And she says that they're having an issue with the item in storage. There was something about storage and shipping. And then they said something about having an issue with it in storage, and they were about to ship it out or something. No, it was manufacturing. They're having a manufacturing issue is what they said, and they were about to ship it out. I keep saying storage because in my head I was like, by the end of this, I end up thinking they've just lost it in their warehouse or wherever they keep it at. But it's a one-of-one card. Like you can't manufacture it again. I'm buying the event used card. So there's only one of them. There's not going to be multiple, like you can't manufacture it again. Otherwise you're falsifying that it was an event used card. So I say that, I'm like, hey, what do you mean manufacture? This is one of one. And I was like, and the way y'all are avoiding the shipping question is kind of suspect. Like if you weren't committing a crime there, you would just say you're not committing a crime. And she basically just apologizes for the hassle and says that it's going to ship out. And I'm like, what do you mean it's going to ship out? Like you're saying you're going to manufacture it again. That doesn't make any sense. And it goes silent again. And then I get Wilp again. Like I keep emailing stuff. I'm like, hey, you guys aren't responding. And I want to know, like, I placed the order early August, and I don't get this resolved until October something. So, I go silent again. Then I'm talking to Will again. Like Will starts responding, and Will starts saying, he sends me this screenshot of the shipping prices. Oh, it's because they quit responding. So I open a case in PayPal. I just opened the case in PayPal, and I'm like, it's been 2 months and I haven't received a single item. I have screenshots of all the emails of like, these guys are giving me a runaround. I feel like they might be committing a freaking crime. I don't know what to do. And so once I open the case, then they email me. They start responding to my emails again. And he's like, hey, these posters are shipped out. You should be getting the tracking soon, blah, blah, blah. It's coming DHL. Everything's shipping out and it's all good. And I'm like, and when you open a case, you have to wait like 30 days with PayPal. Luckily, I paid through PayPal. So if you ever buy from them, I recommend buying through something like that, or paying through something like that. So I'm like, okay, well, the next day or a day or two later, I get some DHL tracking. I get 2 different DHL tracking. And in my head, I'm like, shit, I'm actually going to get it. One's going to be the round card, and the other is going to be a tube with the posters in it, because that's when you don't get them framed, they come in a tube. You can fit like 5 posters in one tube and not cause any problems. Well, and I have to sign for it too. That's something else on the DHL thing, is it's telling me I have to sign for it, or I have to like approve for it not be signed for. And with my work schedule and everything, it had like the time it was coming, and I was like, I should be home. I should be home. It was saying it would be between 10 and 2. And it was like, as long as it doesn't run out after 2, I'm going to be okay. Well, that ends up making me nervous because it ends up coming like right at 2. Like I need the shower for work, and I'm avoiding getting in the shower at this point because I'm like, he might pull up and I have to sign or he's not going to drop the items off. Well, I hear the doorbell ring, and like I was upstairs and I hear the doorbell ring, and I immediately like stop whatever I'm doing and run. Like, I don't sprint, but I come down to the door, and it takes me like 15 seconds. A normal amount of time when you ring a doorbell, knock on the door. When I open the door, there's no one there. The DHL truck, the guy is getting back into his DHL truck van thing, whatever it is. I look down and there's 2 tubes. There's 2 tubes. I open it up. So I never signed for anything. I open it up and I'm like, it's the 2 posters. And I'm like, shit. I go and look at the order. It's saying that it shipped the round card with this order, but there's no round card in it and I haven't signed for it. So then I'm like, fuck, what am I going to do? Because it's going to say I did. So then I'm contacting DHL and I'm griping at DHL. I'm like, yo, your dude just dropped this off. I'm in an issue with the company I'm buying it from. And the whole reason I needed to sign for it was so that I could verify it. Every item was there. And DHL actually gets back to me pretty quick. You get an automated response. But then like the next morning before I was even awake, I had an email saying, hey, we're really sorry about this. We're looking into who did it or whatever. Let us know if you have issues with the company. They did what they should have done. They said what they should have said. Well, I have to tell PayPal too. I'm like, yo, these 2 items just showed up, but this one didn't. And I didn't sign for it. And I say that in the email back to Wilp too. I'm like, yo, I didn't sign for these. So I'm real stressed out thinking I'm about to really get screwed because DHL screwed up. DHL ends up, I also don't know if DHL lost the package. You know what I'm saying? Like the item could have been a part of this and I didn't know, like maybe he didn't take it off the truck or something. When DHL gets back, they're like, we don't believe we have a missing piece or everything. It was only 2 tubes. And so they tell me all that. So I'm able to screenshot that email and put it in the PayPal case and everything and be like, look, I had to contact DHL because I didn't sign for it. And this happened. But they're saying it was only 2 tubes. So Will doesn't give me any resistance. He's like, hey, we're shipping the round card out immediately. Then I end up with Rebecca after like 2 days because the round card doesn't ship. And Rebecca's, what does she say? She's like, I'm putting in a notice as to, or an urgent reply request to find out what's going on with your round card. And I'm like, that's crazy because I've put in like 10 urgent request emails to y'all to find out what's going on with the round card. And y'all have told me you've had meetings about this and you've contacted warehouse and manufacturing and all this stuff. And you guys won't tell me what's up with it. I was like, at this point, I just want a refund. And I believe the round card was $250. And then with the shipping, it would have made it $280. With tax, it would have been like right at $300. So I end up saying I want $350 back. I was like, I want $350 back for the shipping, the tax, the price of the item, and opportunity cost in this. I had the opportunity to get it signed if I would have had it in time, and it said it would have shipped out in 24 hours. It didn't do that, so $350. Will then acts like they found it, and he's like, all right, do you want me to cancel? He's like, all right, I can process your refund. He's like, but I'll have to cancel this shipment and get it returned. He's like, are you sure you want that to be done? So I'm like, no, I actually want the round card. So just like, if it's shipping, ship it. Well, 2 or 3 days go by and I'm like, Will, there's no tracking. You're telling me you're going to cancel a shipment that hasn't shipped. I was like, are you aware that I have no tracking and no reason to believe that you have shipped this item to me? And he's like, oh, my bad. Let me get with the warehouse or whatever the fuck. He gives me the runaround again. And I'm like, dude, this is crazy. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I was like, I want the refund. And then he sends me like this screenshot of the shipping price. And he's like, we're going to ship this out and we're going to pay the duty price. And I'm like, dude, you're acting like you're doing me a favor when I already paid for shipping. And he's like, no, duties, as per our policy, duties go on the person buying it. And they won't get it until it gets to customs. Like they won't get the duty bill until it gets to customs. He's like, but I'm going to pay. I'm going to have a note in here saying that we're going to pay it because of all these mistakes you've had to go through. And I'm like, that's not how that works. So I Google it and make sure, look everything up. And it's like, it has to be, what, I forget, over $2,000, over $850. I don't remember how much it had to be. It had to be over so much. And I'm like, dude, show me where you're ever going to get charged duties on this. Because there's a screenshot from DHL saying that it has to be over so much to ever be charged fees. And I was like, and again, I've already paid the shipping. And I was like, it's not my fault if y'all shipped it from America to the UK and now y'all want to ship it back because you guys made a mistake. So don't act like that's on that. And he's like, oh, thanks for the information. I was just doing it in good faith. And I'm like, no, you weren't. Process the refund. He's like, okay, I'm processing the refund. And I wait like 5 days, nothing, no refund. They never process the refund. Luckily, the time continues in the PayPal case, and I have updated them with the emails. Like I literally have an email saying he's going to process the refund for $350, and I put it in the PayPal case. So as soon as someone looks at the PayPal case, they rule in my favor. On like the first day it can be reviewed. Like I think I might have had to escalate it one more notch, but I had to wait 30 days to do it. Do all that, get my money. I got the $350. Never got the refund processed from those dudes. Those goofballs ran me around over and over and over. That's how that story went.